it going, everybody? Welcome to Level M Deckcast. We got some more Zuru metal machines today. I did do a little bit of a video about some of these a week or two ago. Found some new models. There is a new wave out. I'm going to consider this 2024. There hasn't been like new colors for these models for like years. So it's pretty shocking to see back-to-back new mixes, I guess you could call them. I'm not really sure how these are going to work. I don't really know much about their distribution, but there are 12 cards in this mix, just like the previous video we did. So there's 12 models in here. We're going to start with this one. This one is called Top G. This one is in purple. If you're not familiar with the Zuru metal machines, they are basically the cheapest die-cast for the most part that you can get in the US right now. Most of them, actually all of them, are plastic bodies with metal bases, but they do have some pretty good details. I do like the wheels. The wheels are pretty nice. Their basic wheels look pretty good. So this guy is kind of a Camaro a little bit. Kind of an interesting mix of models here. But basically it's just a muscle coupe. So it does have a chrome interior. It does make the chrome bumpers as part of that interior. There is your base deets there. It does say metal machines on it. Zuru. Of course, it's made in China. Some pretty good details on the base, though, for being cheapy. And the models are actually pretty good quality. The plastic bodies are a little rough because they definitely throw you off when you hold on to them because, you know, they're plastic bodies. But the rest of them are pretty good. All right, we got rundown. This is the cop car. This one happens to be in fire department deco. Brand new deco for this particular model. It's been in nothing but police previously. They even did a kind of a Euro-style police one as well. This one is pretty cool. So it is a four-door, but the back doors are super small. It says Fire Department on the side, Rescue A017 there on the back. Looks pretty good. Same wheels as the first one we looked at. I'm assuming that's either going to be a tachometer sticking out of the hood or some type of, I don't know, maybe a turbo. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that's for, but blue windows on this guy. Wing off the back, the chrome interior gives it some brake for the tail lights, which is kind of cool. And then he has a big push guard on the front, which is part of the base, which makes it metal. Definitely like more of a modern flavor of a Charger. Like if you took a Dodge Charger and you gave it some kind of a futuristic treatment to it, it's kind of what that one looks like, just a little bit. I think it's pretty cool though. All right, this one is basically just like a Dodge Charger. This is basically the off-road Charger from Fast and Furious. It is called Cadet. Brand new deco for this guy. This one is very interesting in its design. See, the whole top of it is its own piece, which happens to be turquoise in this matter. Got a roll cage and stuff in there. Got some lights on the front. It is a quad headlight setup in the front, which is interesting, but the side profile is Charger for sure, and then it's got Mustang taillights. So a very, very interesting mix for this particular model. This guy has an orange metal base. The prints and stuff on the bases are pretty good. This nice BV off-road wheel. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I like the details on this. It says Cross Drift, or Cross Spirit, I'm sorry. So kind of an interesting deco there. A little bit of freestyle. Looks pretty good. So we'll put that guy over there. All right, next up we have what they call the Fury. This is an open-top speedster, kind of like an Alfa Romero 8C, maybe an Opel Speedster as well, kind of in the middle of those. This one looks pretty good. Has a blue window in there, black interior with some chrome. So several pieces make up these models, just like regular Hot Wheels or Matchbox. So they're not skimming on the parts. They're just all fantasy castings, but it looks pretty good. Again, all plastic bodies, so they do appear a little bit cheap just because the bodies are plastic, just like when Hot Wheels or Matchbox make plastic models, they don't look all that well. So we'll throw the Fury there. Now, I'm not really sure why, but Fury gets two colors in this mix. There's two Furies. So this one is in red. The other one is in green. This one's in red. I really like this like 5-spoke swirl wheel. I think it looks really, really good. Details look really, really good on that one. It says number 8 on the side. Nothing fancy with this one. It does have a green window, so this one is definitely a different style. A little bit of Italian flair there on the side, just because of the colors, white, green, and red. And then this one has a black base on it, which looks pretty good. So we'll throw that guy out there as well. All right, Spectre. This is, I'm assuming this is a relatively newer casting because I've been collecting these Zurus for a little bit. I only have one deco for this particular casting, so this casting must be newer. There's a giant hood bulge in there. Could be for a supercharger, who knows? Could just be intake. Definitely has GTR style front end. Other than that, though, definitely has GTR flavor to it. It's even got the GTR roof line, so this one is definitely a knockoff of the GTR. It does have that big, huge quad stacked exhaust off the side, which I think actually looks pretty cool. It says metal on the side. Very, very interesting. And then there's your deeds. It's 100% a GTR ripoff, 100%. Even has the circle tail lights on it with the bigger ones on the outside. Nothing fancy with the base deets. So it's from Hong Kong. The parent company's Hong Kong, but of course they're made in China because of course they are. All right, this one is pretty cool. This one's got some serious Gulf flavor to it, some serious Gulf vibe to it. This one is Mad Rush. This one is basically like the prototype, kind of Le Mans style, a little bit of older style prototypes. This one looks super cool. It does say Metal Sport on the top. Super generic, just number 28. But definitely has that whole vibe going on for Gulf. The gold wheels look pretty good. Like the gold wheels on there. And then there is your orange painted base. Part of the rear diffuser is the base as well, so that looks pretty good. Super aggressive. I think if people took some of these models and painted up some of the details and put some real riders on there, I think these would actually look quite impressive. So now we're going to fill up the backside there, plus a little bit more. This is the Dragsta. This is an off-road buggy. Kind of interesting for Dragsta. It is always interesting to see the card art, because that's like how the envision is, and then you look on the execution. So card art always looks better than the car itself. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But this guy looks pretty good. Just say Thunder there on the top. Blue window for this one. Very futuristic looking buggy. I do like it. I like the big huge high hips in the back. See some suspension work in there as well. Those wheels are pretty good. I think those wheels are really nice. And then just your front details with the two headlights that come off of there in blue. And then there is your base deets. It's a pretty good one. I definitely like the flavor of it. So we'll throw that guy there. Move him back in there. All right, Terminate. This one is usually reserved for play sets. So I don't have much of these because I certainly don't buy the play sets because I don't mind buying these because I think they're kind of a cool break from, super, realistic everything. Every once in a while, at least in my opinion, I like to get something a little bit out of left field. But this guy's usually in play sets, and they're just crappy play sets, and I'm just not interested. So I only have a couple of decals for this guy. It's very interesting. Big roll cage off the back. Couple of, I'm assuming, side pipes for the exhaust on the side, which looks really, really odd. Big, huge brush guard in the front. Looks pretty good. Got some fog light details in there. Just says Hunter on the side. Kind of a F-150 in the back a little bit with the tail lights and stuff. But not too shabby. This one might have been, inspired by the Sandstorm that Hot Wheels does, which is basically the F-150 Raptor on steroids. So we'll put that guy up there. Speaking of steroids, this is by far the biggest truck that they make. Smasher. This one is also almost always in play sets as well, so pretty nice to see this one outside of it. It is a ridiculous monster truck with ridiculously large wheels on it, and it's actually kind of ridiculously cool. There is a wolf on the side. I like the colors. Red, white, and blue looks good. It says Mad right there. Mad Racing Machines. Your 6 style exhaust ports, 3 out of each side. Looks like it's got some turbines in the back, which is ridiculous. Big, huge V8 in the front as well. Very, very, very interesting. The brush guard here on the front is all part of the base, so that's metal. So that is pretty nice. Nothing fancy with that, just the huge, huge wheels though. But even those wheels look pretty good. Looks like they got some bead locks on it. It's a pretty good looking monster truck for being tiny. I mean, it's pretty small. I mean, like the tires and stuff are huge on that, but the model itself is actually pretty small. Oh, is you not going to fit in there? Well, son of a... Guess we're just going to put him on the side. I'm pretty disappointed he don't fit in there. All right, Duty. This one has been done up mainly for military or police in its past deco style. This one is done up for pest control. This one's kind of cool. It's kind of a Jeep Hummer, which is kind of interesting. So you got kind of your Jeep going front end in here. Kind of old school like Wagoneer kind of look to it, but then like the rest of it's, you know, pretty good on a, you know, kind of four-door Hummer style. Got your bed details in there. There is the spare tire, which of course does match the actual wheel that's on there, which is pretty nice. There is your pest control, emergency services. And there is the back of it there, and then just a kind of a greenish copper color for the base. Looks pretty good. Again, I like the weird stuff. You know, we like the weird stuff here at Level In. That's how we roll. I think these Zurus are kind of cool, actually. All right, rollout. Rollout. This is their tank. This is one of the coolest ones they make. Of course, it's got all these warning symbols on here because, of course, it does tank stuff. Definitely does some tank stuff. This one does say Metal Force on the side. Has a number there, 764. Yes, it does have a full 360 rotating turret. And then the gun placement piece here. Oops. Sorry about that. The gun placement piece here is a separate piece. Not exactly designed to move per se. It's more designed just to be a separate piece assembled. But I think it looks good. A couple of canisters off the back. That is all part of the metal base. There is the metal base. Looks pretty good. Of course, it doesn't have tracks, because of course it doesn't. And then it just has basic wheels on there with black. But all the gray you see on the top there is the plastic, and then of course the turret's plastic. But the base itself is metal, and that looks pretty cool. So we'll throw that guy out there. So there you go. That is the newest mix of Zuru Metal Machines. We'll call that 2024 Mix 1. I don't know if there'll be more mixes. I don't know how this works. I found these at King Soopers, which is my local Kroger affiliate. Unfortunately, they were not on sale like they normally are. So they were the same price as every other model, which was basically $1.20 a piece. Not that great for cheap stuff, but it's actually pretty good cheap stuff, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Catch you next time here on Level In.